and we should be live.
Oh, okay, cool. All
So
right,
now we're live. So
good.
like we could get through all the preface stuff like before, and then you could just throw it live whenever you want to start recording. I'm pretty sure that's whenever it starts recording because it's like all red and everything. Like, oh, we're broadcasting, you know. So
Well, how about this? How about I give you the controls on that,
okay,
and then all you would have to do is share my screen, or okay, screen share for Hangouts. It's your screen that is popping up, but you have to let me share my screen.
right. So, bam.
Yeah, there you go. So then, okay, spotlight,
Oh, that one's weird. It just like focuses right on your face.
warm, smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. Enhanced, I guess, warm. But that just looks like I live in a 1980s household, which I
Yeah, what the
do, but dang, not that bad. Okay, cool. So it works. Nice. So I think it's just easier. It's like less on me to do. And also when I'm doing it, I'm not actually like looking at people's comments either. So you'll be looking at people's comments and then you can kind of maybe answer questions in the chat or something.
Yeah, there's actually a Q&A thing that we can do. So like if you look on the left, it says Q&A.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we can do questions and then people can ask and then I'll just try to answer. And then if I can't, I'll be like, yo, Adam.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. That'll help. That'll be helpful to me going forward. Cool.
And
Awesome.
then I think try to share your screen really quick. Let's see how that goes. Like as far as that, yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay. Oh, did I do that? Did I do that?
I don't see it right now. Hold
Do
on.
you see me or do you not see me?
I see you.
Okay, because when I click on this, or I click on it, but I still see myself. And then at the top, it says you are presenting to everyone. And when I click that, it doesn't let me
Oh,
change it.
oh, it doesn't.
No, I think only you can do that.
Let's see Google Hangouts because I can hit start screen share. Let's see.
Okay, now I see the video.
I can hit present to everyone. Hmm. Oh,
Am I presenting? Okay, I guess I am presenting. Okay. Yeah.
no, it's. I think it's just presenting my screen. That's what it's doing. So in the top, like on the top of my screen, it shows a big green bar. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
does it? And then it says you can
That
present to everyone, and you have to click present to everyone, but it won't let you click that. It's like grayed out.
well, when you click it for me, I am presenting to everyone.
What?
So click on it again.
Okay. Um.
And then what I have on my screen, oh, yeah, it's you that's presenting. But
Yeah, and then does it have that?
okay, this says hi participants. Yeah, at the top there was a hi participants. You are screen sharing and presenting to everyone. Well, the way you had it before worked too, whatever you were doing before.
Hmm.
And actually, that's fine because when you were presenting, you were presenting me, I guess. So that works too. Because actually, I don't have to click on yours. It says you're presenting to everyone. Stop. And then I push it and it won't let me stop. But when it says hide participants, it hides them. But
Oh,
this is hiding participants. That's nothing else. So
yeah.
basically, when you display to everyone,
Nice
well, I
screen.
guess I am presenting to everyone, just not you, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Whenever so I hit your screen sharing, present to everyone. Like I can see you, and that's like it's showing. It's literally showing my Google
Yeah,
Hangouts thing.
I see it. I see it.
But it's
So for me, if I click on you, I see me. But if I click on me, I still see me, but my video.
right.
So,
And then if I oh
so
gosh, do you see that?
so basically, what happens is when I'm presenting, that's what they see. Whatever I have on my screen, what you have on your screen is me, but whatever I have on my screen will be the screen share. I'll be sharing my screen with people. That's what people will see from me when I share.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But when you share me, of course you're going to see me.
But
And
not your screen.
but let me share my screen actually. Well, actually, yeah. Let me present. Let me present, and then see if I can share my screen. Okay. Yeah. See. No, this is still your stuff.
Ah.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. How is that? Oh no, that is my stuff. Why is that? Why is it opening that up? I don't get that part of it. I don't get why that is open.
I'm trying. What is it saying? Is it showing you like? Oh, hey, I can see your screen now.
Well, it's just I have a file open and it's
Oh,
see.
I know. Okay, so hit screen share. When you hit screen share, does it not ask you like desktop one or desktop two?
Oh, it says desktop. Okay.
Yeah, just hit desktop.
Okay. Do you see that?
No, now now all it's showing is your face, like your little
Oh, okay.
monitor.
So
Now
okay,
you have to hit present to everyone, I think.
I have to click present to everyone. You know, for all the great things Google does,
Yeah.
um, they fucked up on this.
Yeah, they did.
I
I'm
can't.
hello?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on.
okay.
Okay, I click on it and I push start screen share, and then I also need to present to everyone. I don't know.
Yeah. And then
But all you see is me. You don't see.
I saw your screen. I could see your screen.
You did see my screen.
Yeah, it popped up there at the end.
Okay, so let me try that again then.
It was a little wonky because it was like, it was the Google Hangout like telescoping into itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
see it now?
Yeah, now I can definitely see your screen.
Okay, good. Ooh.
Yeah, so now it's presenting to everybody
Okay, good.
and it's
Awesome.
recording, supposedly.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So now,
So teach me something. Teach me how to Dougie. No,
oh man, I never learned how to Dougie. Sorry.
I don't know either.
What's something that I picked up recently? Well, I'll just show you what I've done on Free Code Camp.
All right, I'm gonna
Well,
switch my
it's not even
batteries out.
it's not even on Free Code Camp. My stuff. It's actually on my CodePen
Man,
profile.
I can't stand CodePen.
Yeah.
Not because of not because of what it is, but because of like every single time I've tried to get on it, like I can never get it to work. As far as like, oh my goodness, I just bent that. Sorry. Every time I try to I put in codepin.io or whatever, like it like it's like the JavaScript doesn't run or something like that. It's really weird.
Huh. You can see my screen though, right?
Yeah. I can see yours. It's working perfectly fine.
Okay, so this was the first thing that I made. and this is a random quote machine. And there's a website called mashape.com.
Mash
And
8.
yeah, mashape.com will give you a key, an API key, to then access APIs.
Okay.
So it's just like, YouTube for APIs, as opposed to video. So the best way that I can explain it is that an API is a way that you can pull data from sites. It's like kind of like an open way of pulling data. And with JavaScript, you use JSON to pull that data. And basically what happens is the API, the company makes the API and then sends out the information in JSON files onto the web. And then what you do is you pull those JSON files so then you can get the information that's on them. And so with this, I had a quote, so famous quotes. I could only find famous quotes. I actually wanted Albert Einstein quotes, but I couldn't figure out how to use this other company's API, so this one had to do. So what this does is it creates a new quote, and you can tweet about it if you want to tweet.
Cool.
So the simplest way to make a tweet is with the help of JavaScript. All you do is take this, you say twitter.com intent tweet text equals, and then you set whatever in the quote as the text, so that then when you click on this, it opens in the tweet with the text, and then you just tweet it. So I'm not even like really using Twitter's API. I'm just using, kind of, but just using an easier way, I think, well, for me to do it.
Yeah, it's like plain and simple up there.
Yeah, and so that's how I did that, and then I'll show you kind of like how everything looks. So here's the HTML, well, Jade. So HTML body container, famous quote, div, blah, blah, blah.
ID button, ID quote.
Yeah, I used Font Awesome, Twitter, and 4 times the size because it was too small before.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it looks nice.
Yeah,
Looks nice.
I think it fits. And then the CSS is, I set the different values for the red, the white, because I wanted to use F2. I don't know, doesn't matter. And then the Twitter, I just found this RGB for the Twitter color, and I liked it, so I just used that as a variable. Font family, Open Sans. Background image I got from Unsplash. Container, you can tell. Basically, I just gave the container opacity or tint, I guess, opaqueness, so that you could still read the text.
RGBA is my favorite.
Yeah. And a couple media queries just for when it gets smaller. Some hover events like this and that. Because I like this hover event. I don't know why. I prefer that to.
Man, there was
and I was like, hey, I like it.
Oh, God.
Go ahead, go.
There's a code pin that I have that's it's kind of funny, I guess. It's a portfolio site that I kind of made up, and let me see if I can get to it. Let's see if CodePen's gonna work for me. I don't know, but I just made it to where like every single transition was gonna be. Yeah, it's not gonna work. I don't know why. It's gonna ease in. Seriously, like I don't understand. I'll show you what it looks like. It's really annoying. I don't know why it does this.
And here's the meat and potatoes. I just want to show you this so that you can.
Yeah.
The JavaScript. This is jQuery actually mixed in with with JavaScript. This is JavaScript. But what's happening here is document ready. Yeah. So when a document loads, call the quote function, and the quote function has the URL. So that's the API essentially. And this is saying category famous. I think there was only 2 categories. One was famous and one was something else. And here's the API key. So then I make an AJAX request to the URL and I ask it for put, because actually in this case, there's like, API requests. There's post, there's put, there's delete.
And get.
Yeah. So this actually, you don't have to do so much work because it already like puts it in for you. Data type is JSON. I don't know why I'm doing this before send XHR request. I just did it because I think there's like these errors that come up when you make a cross-domain request. So I think that's where the API key comes in to say, hey, I can use this because I have an API key. And then this is saying on success, we have a function, and everything that I pull is now under the variable data. So the whole JSON file, like at the very top, is called data. So when I pull data, what I then do is I say I get element by ID. So I get the quote, the ID of quote. Then I put in the inner HTML data.quote. So I'm not sure like what it says in the API exactly, but basically this is saying, okay, we have data and we also have a hash for quote.
Right.
And the quote is this. So the value of that quote is this. So then it pulls that quote. And then what I did here also was I added the author. So I did emphasis on ID and give it an ID of author. And then it did data.author. So this then pulls the value of author. So auntie name. And then the second thing was actually getting the Twitter link. So I create a variable get document by ID, and I did so tweet. So there's this is the ID of tweet. I give it a href of this, which is what I showed you.
Right.
And then I add data.quote. And it's funny, you have to want to give it quotes, you have to put quotes in quotes.
Yeah.
Then add this. And then what I did was I added this little to show that this was the author. And then so I set the href attribute, and then I set the target attribute because I want them to open a separate browser tab. So then this only happens
When
on the click event. Yeah. So this quote pulls in the information. So this information is being pulled when the document's loaded. But it only it acts also when you click. So when I click,
so it just goes right back through the whole thing.
Yeah, it goes through this request
Instead of reloading the page.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's pretty cool. Sweet. And I'll show you the other one that I have. I guess I'm more proud of this one because it seemed maybe a little bit harder. So what I'll do is open full page debug. So this is just a simple weather app, current weather in Tampa, Florida. That's me. When you open it, it'd be something different. Gives you a icon here, tells you the condition, tells you the temperature, and you can toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Well, that's what they asked. They're like a bonus user story. So the user story was, okay, tell me what the temperature is in that area. So up to this point, I'm already done. Then they said bonus user story is add an icon, and another one is toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius, and then another one was actually to have background images based on the weather condition. But I didn't do that for this one because I kind of like how this looks.
Yeah.
And I didn't want a background image. And then down here, I said this app is powered by Forecast.io, Geocoder, and weather icons. This is a weather icon.
Mm-hmm.
This is pulled by geocoder.ca. This is pulled by Forecast, and this is pulled by Forecast. So if we look at what's going on, so Jade, very simple. I put, in case there's an error, error messages will be up here. Then I have my container, the name, which is the name of the city. Then what I did is I used Flexbox to make the name. You're familiar with Flexbox?
Yeah.
Okay, so this container will flex this item, this item, this item. Well, I didn't want this item to be in line with these other two, so I just made the minimum width 100, so that has its own line. So then these are side by side, and then what happens is, with Flex, if you put Flex wrap, then those items will wrap.
Right.
But this is just a regular Flex item. These are the buttons. This is what I figured out today, how to make them active, because like, how do you make something active?
Yeah.
And in HTML, all you have to do is give it a pseudo selector. But in this case, how does it know it's being active if it's not pulling HTML? You kind of see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have HTML and you go to the About page, well, you're still within the HTML and the CSS. So you know that is active. You know that's been activated. But this is kind of different because not only is it activated, but it's activating something, but not a separate page. It's not like a link or anything.
Isn't it using JavaScript to basically add the class activated and remove it and add it to another one or something? Or
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Essentially what I'm doing. But I had trouble with that because I'm like, oh yeah, there's the pseudo selector, but then that doesn't help me. So yeah, I have this box, temperature. Then I have this button box for these buttons down here, icon and summary. So here, well, you can see the styles. And then here's the JavaScript, which is, I created these variables because I would need them across my different functions.
Mm-hmm.
So when you declare them here, then they can be set in the different functions. So I have the get location and weather, and change temperature functions called on load. So here's get weather. This is HTML5 geolocation. So this is HTML5 saying, if this browser has HTML5 geolocation, then set the latitude and longitude. And this is also HTML5 geolocation.
When you say HTML5 geolocation, like, is it like, what do you mean by that? Like,
I mean, it's a set of functions that are built into HTML5.
oh, okay. Oh, because you can go ahead and, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, it's basically just saying, like, this is built in to the browser if it's running on HTML5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is using, and what's behind this is the Google Maps API.
Okay.
This is how it sets. This is set through Google Maps API, but instead
That's already set up through the browser.
Yeah, that's already set up in the browser. So
Okay.
then you don't have to like make it yourself. But when you do this, then you can use these different methods that are built.
Okay.
So then when this is pulled, I have the latitude and longitude, but only after that point do I want to pull get weather. And this is get current location. There's
Right.
another one called watch position or get current position. There's another one called watch position. And that watches like consecutively. So like if you had your phone,
Right.
then you could like watch yourself, go from one place to the next. But this is just saying, okay, call the unload, call this, get the location, and then call get weather and set an interval because I don't want to call it like all the time or every minute because that's a lot of API calls and I don't want to pay any money. And I was having trouble with that because I had watch location. I'm like, how can I stop these calls? I didn't realize that it was because of this up here. I thought I had to do something else to stop the API calls. But this is one way of stopping the API calls so that it's not watching it. And then the other way is to set an interval so that in this browser, it's only called every 6 hours, I think. This is every 4 hours. So it's only going to, like, if you don't reload the browser, it's only going to call every 4 hours.
Okay.
So if it works, then it does this. If it doesn't, then you're going to show an error. And then if they don't have geolocation in their browser, then you put in the HTML and say geolocation is not supported by this browser.
Nice.
And this is just convention stuff that I found.
Yeah, you're using jQuery in this one too, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using mostly jQuery because I'm trying to like learn jQuery as opposed to JavaScript, which both can be used, but I'm just trying to get familiar.
Yeah, jQuery is pretty short. It's a lot shorter, so it's a lot neater.
Yeah. So here we have the API, and this API kind of works the same as the others, but a little bit different. So here's the website, and it says, okay, geocoder, latitude, longitude, and then callback is JSON format because they have different formats like XML. So then I get the information. I get this information, and then I put it into name, and I say current name data.city. So this is the JSON file, and it has a city hash, and that's that. Providence is Florida. Forecast API key. To call that API, I use this with my API key with latitude, longitude, and a callback, and I use Ajax. Blah, blah, blah. Pulls the information, then how they have theirs set up, data.currently.summary, which is the summary down here. And then the temperature, I did math.floor because they usually give the temperature to 2 decimal places, so I just floored it. Currently temperature. Then what I did was I put it into the HTML temp plus degrees Fahrenheit because they provide it in degrees Fahrenheit. Then what I did here was they have an icon. They have an actual, not an icon, but what they do have are a set of conditions. So they have like partly cloudy, rain, snow, sleet, and there's only I think 6 of them. However many case statements is how many there are. So what I said was on the case that it says clear day, I want you to pull and put into the HTML icon this class, which is from weather icons. So this is the class for what I consider like sunny day. So that seemed to fit to me with clear day. And I did that for the rest of them. So rain has rain, snow has snow, wind has wind. So that's this icon.
Okay.
So right now it says mostly cloudy. So here's cloudy. So this is that icon, day cloudy. That's what it shows. I could have put more. There's partly cloudy night, see? And
yeah,
I think that might even be partly cloudy night, but who knows? Either way, here's a bunch of throw errors, not really important. Just saying different stuff. Like denied, because it's using HTML5, it sends a request to the user to say, do you want to share your location? That's what this is.
right. And if it says no, then it's just like, well, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess you don't want to know your weather.
Yeah, too bad. You don't get to know. And then this is the click function. So when the page is first loaded, it's in Fahrenheit. So all I have to do is, from that point on, then I just say, okay, this is the active class, Fahrenheit. But when I click on Celsius, I add the class activated, and I pull that class from the Fahrenheit button. And then what I also do is I put in the temperature, and I do math.floor temperature minus 32 times 0.55 plus degrees Celsius. And when it gets clicked back to Fahrenheit, then I say add class activated, remove class from the Celsius button, and then just put in the temperature plus degrees Fahrenheit. And that's all that's to it.
That's awesome.
So then when it's all said and done, that's what you get.
Well, thank you for sharing that, sir. I think that was a great lesson. No, seriously though, I did learn. So, okay, Ajax. What is the equivalent of Ajax? PHP? Or
Ajax is a call that says asynchronous JavaScript and XML.
oh.
That's what it stands for. And basically, there's two ways that you can run this. You can run Ajax or you can run get JSON, if it is JSON. But the problem I was having was right here. It says I was having a cross-domain error. So instead of running JSON, I did Ajax, and then I said the data type was JSON-P. This was just going through Stack Overflow, trying to figure this out. And then so Ajax and get JSON are pretty much the same thing, and it allows you to call out to this API, so this website, which is the JSON, and then to then access that information. So I'll show you what the file will look like. So let me just copy this and then copy, and then I'll copy this. And for the next part, what does it say? Latitude, longitude. So I'm just going to give it random numbers for latitude and longitude. So latitude is 50, longitude is 60. And then I'll do, I think that's all I need. Let's see. I don't think I need the callback. So this is the JSON.
Wow.
So here's the JSON file. So this is what you're accessing from using Ajax. So here's the latitude and longitude. Now here's a hash. Time zone is Asia. Offset is 5 currently. So this is when I pulled currently, this is what I can get. Time, summary. Summary is clear. Icon is clear day. And this is all the information I can get. So apparent temperature, and it's a big API because it's also doing like it's pulling the information for the day.
Right.
So this is kind of like the whole day, and then they also have summaries for like, okay, clear throughout the day. So they have just daily stuff, and then they have like stuff from.
So you could even do like, this is what should be happening throughout the day.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever, and then like, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
right?
Stuff like
that. Okay, yeah.
So this is all of that information that you're being pulled. So units is US. I don't know. And then they'll tell you if some of these things can change. Units could be, like I could have maybe used units because I think it makes it Fahrenheit, but actually it doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, the units in this case is saying all of this information is in Fahrenheit. So, but I don't know if I could change it. I don't think I can change that one. I looked at the API and I don't think I can. But yeah, this is what you're pulling. Now, some are not made like this. Some are made like XML. So W3 schools, if we look that up and then we look at Ajax tutorial, XML, HTTP, let's see, requests, XML file.
Right, it looks
So
a
this,
little bit different.
yeah, it is going to look different. I thought I could.
Yeah, XML is what HTTP uses for requests and for.
Okay, here's the example. It's not, let me see, events, response. Is that the response?
Yeah, the response. Yeah.
Oh, it's not, well, it's not showing me. I know I need to do XML. I just need to find XML. So XML is pretty much HTML, but you create your own tags. That's essentially what that is.
Yeah, yeah. Because the video that I sent you today. He didn't go through XML, but like he shows you XML, and like when you do an HTTP request, like you send out a request for all the fun stuff, and then whenever it sends it back to your computer, your browser, like your browser reads this stuff. Like it could be a virtual host, and it can tell you the domain name, and it could tell you if it needs to redirect and all this fun stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like I don't know why, but I learned a whole lot through that thing today, and I was like, wow. A lot of basic stuff that you like I just never really thought about. Like I kind of knew a little bit about it, but he really explains it well. I mean, it's at Harvard, so.
Yeah, I guess he's. Yeah, here's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the note, and then it has a to and a from and a heading and a body. So yeah, you're just pulling. Okay, I want. Who is it to? Okay, data dot to, then pulls tov.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, I want the data from the from. Okay, well, it's from Janie, blah, blah, blah. And so on and so forth. But yeah, it's good. It's good to know because, I mean, it's complicated and it's not that complicated, but just when you're first doing it.
Yeah. So like that's crazy because I've seen a lot of stuff. I haven't really dove into APIs that much. So like that's really showing me a bunch, like just what an API you use it for. And like anytime like I've seen on something that's like, oh, I need the ability to build APIs, it's like, what? Like, what does that mean? But I get it now. Like it's just kind of like having a way to send information from your application to another one as long as they have a key.
Yeah, pretty much. And
That's,
yeah, here's forecast. Read up on it. This is they have a cool site. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like their little. I'm like, how do I get this icon? No, can't get that icon.
they're like, you can't have these.
They made this in Canvas using the Canvas tag.
Yeah.
Really neat, but I don't have access to it. So I was like, I want an icon that looks cool at least, you know? So I got that. And then here's a geocoder. Oh, I could have took you here. This will show you an example of the JSON. So what this does is, this is reverse geocoding. So when I provide the longitude, so this is the longitude, this is the latitude, then it'll give me this information. So here's data. This is data, and this is the first key. Where's the second one? And then USA is the second key. U.S. city, New York. But then there's also this key. So this ends right here. That section ends right there. But then, so you get this other section, latitude, city, province. So that's what I use. Data.city gives me Tampa. Data.providence gives me Florida. And if I wanted to use intersection, then I could have used that to get all this other information if I needed it.
Huh. That's pretty crazy how it can. Wow.
Hmm. But this is all based on latitude and longitude. Doesn't really necessarily know where you are. I guess HTML5 geolocation knows where you are, but this doesn't know where you are. That's why you got to put in the latitude, longitude.
Right. Yeah, they're just putting you on Wall Street.
Yeah, and then here's they have HTML examples. I guess there's like a few other kinds.
CSV, comma separated values. I use that a lot. That's so weird looking.
Yeah, haven't used that too much other than maybe like database stuff.
Yeah, I use that with one of my other jobs where like um it was their POS system, and like to keep inventory that you had to use a CSV. So like you use Microsoft Excel along the lines with it, and you could save it as a CSV file. So like it basically just like parses it for you into a CSV. It's really weird looking.
Yeah, it's I guess it's simple. I mean,
Yeah, it's
anyone
super
could
simple.
figure that out, you know.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Like,
It's ugly. That's all.
yeah, it's uglified and it's not gonna be unuglified.
Yeah, exactly.
So here are the weather icons.
Cool.
They have like a million of them. Not just weather icons, but they have freaking where the wind is going and stuff.
Huh.
At nighttime, miscellaneous weather, like even when the sun rises and stuff. I'm like, okay, tornado.
Yeah.
You probably use that one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Lightning.
I use.
That's crazy. Yeah, whenever that thunder went off at your place, like I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure it sounded a lot louder on here than it was there.
yeah, it's been raining literally, every day for the past like month.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so it's not lightning all the time, but yeah, it's just been constant rain, and can't complain. I mean, some places don't even have it right now, so
Yeah, but that's Florida though, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm used to it.
because I went to Florida, I've been to Florida once to go to Disney World, and I remember it rained every single day, right in the middle of the day. It was awesome.
Oh, at least did it rain long?
15 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Let it rain. 15 minutes, yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
The only bad part about it is whenever it was like a really hot day. So like say it's like
Yeah.
90 or like 80 or something like that. It gets pretty muggy afterwards. Yeah. But
Start
I
sticking
mean,
to your
I'm not a girl, so I really don't care. Yeah.
t-shirt. Exactly. I was just gonna show you. Here's where you put in like your different plugins on CodePen. You may have known this already.
I've known about it, but I'd never really used it. I mean, it very, very simple.
Yeah, so I'll just save and close this. So I click on the gear icon,
Hmm.
takes me to this, tells me what my base is, and I use normalize. If I want vendor prefixing, auto prefix. Um, and then this is Font Awesome, this is Bootstrap, and this is weather icons.
Oh,
I know, I didn't have to like, I was like, how am I supposed to do it within CodePen? Yeah, like I could figure it out outside of CodePen, but how do I do it inside of CodePen?
yeah. That's one of the weird things about CodePen because you don't actually like in the HTML. I was like, well, how do you get the JavaScript? Where do you put the JavaScript at? And whenever I was first starting it, and then it was like, oh, it does it by itself. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So here's JavaScript, and this is jQuery. Like if I wanted something else, like jQuery UI,
oh,
then
you
I
could just search for it like that. Holy crap! I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I just learned that yesterday that you could search for it. I'm like, there's quick add too, but there's a bigger library,
Oh man,
And
that's
then
nice.
HTML, what do you want to use? Markdown, Haml. Haml looks cool. I don't know why Hamel never caught on, at least with me.
Well, I know that the same person that made Hamel made SAS.
Oh,
So it may work really well with it. I don't know. I really like Jade though, but like I've never really touched Hamel at all, I guess. Um,
mm-hmm.
and I did a little bit of research on it, but it's like not that difficult. I think it's a lot like Jade. Let me see. I'm just gonna search for it right now. Hamel info. Beautifully dry, well indented, clear markup. So, oh, it uses percentage signs and
Yeah, yeah. That was one thing that I just thought, I don't know. I just thought it was confusing. And maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know. I just.
so section
Oh, okay.
container.
You know why this makes sense? Because that's how Ruby on Rails is written.
Ah,
Oh. I'm not saying, see, ERB,
yeah,
Hamel,
yeah.
ERB Hamel. Now I don't know if it was, I thought, did it, okay, it's
Haml is a
based on,
markup language that is used to cleanly and simply describe HTML of any web document without the use of inline code. Haml functions as a replacement for inline page templating such as PHP, ASP, ERB, templating language, and most
oh,
Ruby on Rails applications. However, Haml avoids the need for explicitly coding HTML in the template because it itself is a description of HTML.
makes sense. It makes sense. Because I was watching a tutorial and the guy was using Hamel. I was like, why are you using Hamel, man? But yeah, I see now.
So it works really well with Ruby.
Yeah, and I guess it says PHP.
Yeah, and PHP. So maybe I should just learn Haml and do that instead of working with PHP. Because I'm not gonna lie, like PHP is so weird, and like it is
Well,
a JavaScript language. Go ahead. Sorry.
you're still learning PHP is just condensed in
Yeah,
Hamel.
yeah, exactly. And like PHP, I don't know. I guess the hard part for me though is like the actual WordPress part of it because um, like I said, WordPress is like a. Do you know much about WordPress at all?
Uh, I don't know much about PHP. I do know about WordPress.
Okay, so like you use PHP in your in substitute of an HTML document, if that makes sense. Like PHP stands for hypertext preprocessor. So like it's preprocessing it into an HTML file, I guess. And like the reason it's so good with WordPress is because
WordPress is written in PHP.
yeah, and like they have that admin page for WordPress. So like I don't know, it's just like you can I just said you can like 50 times. Um it's just a great content, man. I don't know. It's so confusing. Like I know what it is in my head, but I can't really articulate it into words, I guess, right now. But
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's a it's just like any other language, as far as like JavaScript, there's, built-in methods. So
right, it's just learning the methods. It's really annoying.
so
I'm like, ah.
so this is saying, okay, we have the D variable, and what we want to do is um, call the function call days and month. There was, okay, so this is a built-in function, and this is built-in, what do you call parameters for that. So then when you echo it, it gives you the amount of days back in October 2005. Okay. So it just uses built-in stuff, just like JavaScript would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it like just learning this stuff here like really opens my eyes to like any language. Like it's just learning it isn't hard because you start to learn that okay, this kind of type of language is like an object notation or like an object oriented language. So it's like object method like Ruby is. And so like that's what JavaScript is as well, because it uses a lot of objects, and then you just kind of use a method on it or whatever. So it's like it's super easy to learn the concept of it. It's just the difficulty is actually memorizing all the things that you need to use every day. You know, and
Yeah.
if you don't know one, like say you're trying to figure out you're trying to solve a problem, and there's probably some really simple, you know, method or something like that that you can use, but you've been doing it this one way this whole time. And then finally somebody's like, "Oh, hey, you could just do this." And you're like, "Are you serious?" You know? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what it looks like. That's what it seems like to me with this whole like
Yeah.
coding thing.
Yeah. Sure. For sure. I mean, that's how I feel every day. So I definitely understand. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Can I can
so,
I stop? Oh, did you stop it?
oh, here, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
stop it for me.
There you go. So, yes, check out this is CodePen for me.
Okay.
This is what it does. See how there's nothing here? So
Yeah, you gotta do.
I can go to my profile, and I have pens, but it will not show them. It says I have 0, 0, 0. It will not show them.
But you do have pins.
I do, yeah. So
Where
I
are
can go to
they?
my showcase, and it'll give me one pen, but it won't let me do anything with it because it just doesn't load.
What
So
the hell?
I don't know, and it is so sporadic. Like once I get it working, I don't leave it off. Like I never exit out of Safari.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I could sit here and reload all day long, but it's never gonna work. It's just
Wow.
like I just pop in there one day and it works.
Just make a new one, man. Just make a new one.
No, it's not even my profile. Like I can log out and it's not gonna work.
Yeah, make a new profile.
I'm not signed in.
Oh.
It's CodePen. Like I don't or my I don't know what it is.
Yeah, your code pen page, but it's still not showing anything.
Let's see. Like maybe I can clear my cache or something like that. I don't know. But like I can switch from Safari to Google Chrome to Firefox, and they all do the same thing.
Wow. Well, I guess you do need like a new account or
Yeah,
something.
I don't. Yeah, probably need to.
Tell them you need a master reset.
Yeah, yeah. So I like CodePen and it whenever it works, but like I despise it right now. And like it has to be something with my account or something like that, because I can be on this computer, my MacBook, or I can be on my Mac Mini, and they both do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Hamel, man, that's where it's at. Hamel.
yeah, that'll be fun to learn.
You'll like if you ever do a Ruby on Rails application, you'll like it. It's not like when you do, um, like when you're creating something through the main stack. So you're using Mongo, Express, AngularJS, and Node. There's a lot. It's not all there for you. Well, if you go to Yeoman and just use
Mm-hmm.
and get a generator, then yeah, it's probably all there for you. But when you're building it, um, there's like all these parts. But what's nice about Ruby on Rails is the framework is already kind of built for you. So then,
Mm-hmm.
like this file structure, like all of that is created when you create a Ruby on Rails application. So then when you're going through it and you're, updating the view or the model or the controller, then it's all there set up. You just have to like put the information in. So I think I like in that sense is kind of the package of it, the packaging of it. I think is good.
Yeah, dude, you did not start 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You're
Hacker
crazy.
News.
You're
Hacker News.
good. Yeah.
You gotta learn Hacker News. You gotta read Hacker News every day. I used to use the Panda app, pandaapp.com.
Yeah.
And because, okay, like I told you, I learned language, when I was out in Oklahoma.
Right.
And I also saw a video of a guy saying, how do you learn language? How do you learn languages fast? He said, it was a TED talk, and he was saying, just do what you want to learn. Just learn what you want to learn. Not textbook, not, okay, oh, what's the conjugation of this verb in the past tense, in the past perfect tense, when I'm trying to say this? No, you just, okay, create a sentence, however that's said in English. Okay, let me figure out how to say it in another language. But that, even though you're not learning it like all this structured way, at least you're interested. You're like, oh, I want to learn this. Okay, I learned it. Okay, I learned this, but I don't care about that anymore. I want to learn this.
Right.
It's kind of like if I asked you, how did you learn English? How did you learn English?
I would say like as a child. I mean, like, yeah, you just learned what you want. You said what you wanted to say. You asked your parents what you wanted to say, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, when you first learn, you're like, okay, ball. Okay, I get a ball. Food, I get food.
Yeah.
No, leave me alone. Um, and then you're like, oh, they said the word supercalifragisticexpialidocious, and it made everyone laugh. Now I want to say that word.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then, like, if you ever, and also with kids, like when they're first learning, they're like, oh yeah, I went to the store today and I got candy and it was 99 cents. That's where I'm at in programming. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I did this or that. Another person's like, I really don't give a shit. I'm your parent, so I'm gonna listen to you.
Right.
Like,
Oh man, that's a good analogy. Yeah.
they don't realize that no one cares, but for them, it's like, oh, I can say this, I can say this, I can describe this, and then I can say this, and I can say that, and I don't care if they don't care because I like that I'm saying something. For a kid, that's all they want to do is like be able to like say something, be able to imitate what their parents are doing. So it's not, there's no structure. There's no structure. They're just going from one thing to the next, one thing that whatever, floats their boat for that week or that month. They're just on to the next. And it's not memorizing anything. They're just using whatever interests them.
And it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it didn't happen overnight. I mean, having a very malleable brain helps in the process, but still, no one gets to like really great fluency overnight. No one ever
Right.
does. So it's just like that. It's like I'm at a point where I'm like, hey, I can talk. I can say this. I can say that. I can, yeah, I don't care if you don't care, okay? Because I'm talking. I just want to talk.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. And I'm just saying that if you move from one thing to the next, whatever interests you, to the next,
Yeah.
some things will stay with you, like Jade, like Sass, like um, other things that like Jekyll, like things that were kind of cool. I'm like, okay, that's a tool that I want to use. That's what I want to keep in my arsenal. So I keep practicing with that, and that helps me get better in it. Is when
Yeah.
I keep that in the back of my mind and use it constantly. So
Like it's like that story that you told about the guy who learned how to ride his bicycle and to turn the wrong way or whatever. It's like
yeah,
he didn't
yeah,
know if he's ever gonna have to use that again, but he did it anyway
yeah. He
because he
he
wanted to.
yeah, just to challenge himself and be like, how much can I influence my brain? How much is my brain influencing me? Um, and that's why when we get older, it's harder to learn, but I think it's harder to learn because maybe, yeah, you don't remember as much. Maybe young kids do remember more. But when when you get at that age and you can't remember as much, you have to lean on something else to help get you through, like the things that interest you and things that are cool and things that are exciting and you know whatever helps you say whatever you want to say. So I'm just past the point of babbling, I guess, and at the point of putting sentences together.
Yeah, like, and there's two things that I want to talk about, I guess. Like, there's one awesome book that I need to remember what it is. I'll have to Google it. It's pretty well known, I'm pretty sure. Um, but if not, I could go back to the podcast. But he's talking about how to control your mind, and like how we as people, and I believe him, because it's totally true. Like, how we as people believe that our mind is us, but our mind is not us. Our mind is a part of us, but is not us. And you have to be able to control your mind. So he's talking about procrastinators and people that have ADD, and then, just like you're bouncing off the walls with ideas or sleeping. Like, you have to remember that your mind is a part of you, but not you. So you can control your mind, and you have to exercise that control of your mind. So that would
Yeah,
be something like that would be great for learning. And I definitely want to read that book just to see what he said. He has little practices and stuff. Like, one of them's like meditating in the morning, 5 minutes, just focusing on your breathing. And I tried this.
yes, you have to do it, man. Every
It's
day.
it's really cool because, like, your mind will go off. It'll just start going blah 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 blah, and you just nope. Just focus on your breathing. That is so cool how that works. And like, you're controlling your mind. And so with that, and it's definitely going to help me out as well with speech, because I'm not very good at like articulating my sentences or my thoughts, or even remembering what I was about to say the second I almost said it. Like, it's one of those things. So definitely something that I'm going to check out. You reminded me of that. So I don't remember what the other thing was.
But yeah, I didn't start meditating until like I don't know, like 2 years ago. And
Oh man, yeah.
that's when you learn who you are, is during that when you meditate. Like when you're able to like meditate, and I think the longest I went was like an hour
Holy cow.
of just clarity, like clear thinking, like just not thinking anything really.
Hmm.
Because during that time it's like I'm taking the trash out of my mind, I'm just pulling everything out, and then I'm able to see myself for who I am, understand what my behaviors are, so then I can change those behaviors.
Yes.
And the focus thing helped twofold, because not only was I able to learn about myself, it helped me to learn how to focus. So like when I, work on these projects, I'm like 2 3
Laser
hours at a
focus.
time. I'm like, okay, I'm into this right now. I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure this out. And I put my focus into it. And that helps me to then, I think that's what has really helped me to learn as well, is being able to commit to focusing on it, and just putting all my intention into it, instead of, oh, okay, how do I do this? Okay, well, it's not working. I'll go somewhere else. Okay, then come back to it. Because actually, they did a study, and they said that when someone distracts you, this is just when someone distracts you. I don't know about if you distract yourself, but when someone distracts you from your focus, it takes you, I think, 20 minutes to get back to that state of mind.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
just imagine and that's why when I'm like focused, like I have my phone off, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm just here. And because I know that, I mean, it doesn't bother me maybe if someone, distracted me or not, but I just know that I get time to myself when I can just focus
Right.
100%. And I don't get knocked off. So then I don't have to worry about the difficulty of getting back into that state of mind. So that's what helps me.
I'm definitely going to be doing that. I've actually, like, sporadically, I've been just meditating, like maybe 5 minutes at a time, just kind of like focusing on my breathing. And like, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Oh, what else I was going to say? I remember now. Something that I've been doing lately, and it's probably just because I've been tired and not wanting to do anything, and distractions is really bad, because go to YouTube and just search it, random stuff. But like, just belittling my goals and myself and like the whole web development world, if that makes sense. Like in my head, I think, oh, well, they're creating this Squarespace, they're creating this WordPress, they're creating all these cool applications that people who don't know how to code are going to be able to make their own website, and they really don't care. Like, what's web development going to be in 5-10 years? It's going to be nothing. So like I belittle myself on that, and then like I also belittle web development because I'm like, you know, they're making all these cool tools and everything, but who cares? Like, I can't learn them that fast. I can't learn them as fast as they're making them. But like,
I mean, you're in the same boat as everyone else. My brother, he says the same thing. He's like, shit, I can't keep up with it, you know, and he's in the field, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I said, like, I kept kind of iterating today was, if you think it's a tool that will help you,
yeah,
if you think it's beneficial, then use it.
Yeah.
If you try it out and it doesn't help you at all, don't use it. Because then at that point in time, you don't need it.
Right.
And it's like I never used Ajax before, but then I was like, damn, I'm going to need Ajax. So I went and used it. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, hey, you know, I mean, there is a lot of stuff out there. And I think what's funny about it is like it's a whole ecosystem, and it's like tribal. It's like a tribal ecosystem, you know, because everyone's doing it their own way.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what they're doing. There's no standard. They're just like, there's all these tools, like millions of tools out there that are like, you know, the plants and the trees and the grass and the fruit and whatever. And then, so they're using that, and they're just using it and building it in their own way. So this tribe is saying, oh, this is sacred. And this tribe is saying, oh, this is sacred. And, you know, this tribe uses this tool for this way and this tool for that way. And it's like, yeah, who can keep up with that? Like,
Yeah.
Like all the tribes in the United States, like there's so many languages and culture and ceremony. And it's like, yeah, I could never understand all of it, but I know my own ceremony, and that's what works, you know. I know there's different kinds, but at least I know what ceremony is and what it means and what it means to Indian people. So, and not just Indian people, like people that go to church, they have their own ceremony, and everyone does it a little bit differently. So that's essentially what I think the ecosystem is and what people are doing.
Yeah, like, you know what you know, use what you know, and then learn what you don't know. I guess that's gonna help you out. Like, yeah. You know what I just realized is that we've been recording this whole entire conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess this is going on YouTube.
You could say this week's podcast can be found on YouTube.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Oh man, dude! Like seriously though, I think a lot of the stuff that we just talked about would be even a good little bit to listen to for anybody.
We have it recorded, so if you want to use it, Creative Commons. You can use my speech.
It was a great speech.
My rants. You can use my rant.
Thank you. You've got great speeches. Like I've talked about you on my podcast. I'm like, yeah, he's awesome.
Did you? In the recent one?
Yeah. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but like I was just like, yeah, I'm talking about networking. I'm like, yeah, I met this guy named Adam, and I just really like the way that he talks and the way that he thinks, and he's very educated. And yeah.
I subscribed to your podcast today.
Oh, you did? Sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully now the content's gonna be way better. Like I'm gonna be learning off just like crazy. Like,
hey, I have an idea for you because I'm starting my own podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Not for developing, but for
smoke signals.
Yeah, for smoke signals and kind of like you know, talking about some of the myths and misunderstandings and things like that. So it's more like a historical hey, this is how we are. This is not just like, this is not the movies, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I figured out what I could do is I could, I was going to create like an episode, and then I was going to create a tidbit. So a tidbit is like 2 to 5 minutes, or, to
Ah,
9 minutes.
yeah.
And then an episode is like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds, yeah.
That might be something you want to do, because you could say, hey, here's my tidbit for the day. Check out my GitHub gist for this snippet, but I did this and this and this. Try it out in your app.
That's a good idea. And it doesn't even, like, there's been so many ideas that I've had. I'm like, that's not really 15-minute worthy. So, yeah.
Forget that. Yeah, because I was like, well, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get to 20 minutes. Yeah, I'll do interviews, but if I create content, there's like different ways I want to do it. I want to create something I can write out, and I'm damn sure not going to write 10 pages, but I can write a couple pages, and that'll be a short little tidbit. And then when I actually want to discuss things, then it can just be open-ended, and I can just talk and talk. However, wherever it goes from there.
Yeah, that's something cool about like just talking about like your ancestry and just history and just your tribe and everything, like, and I guess other tribes too. I mean, are you going to talk about a little bit about everything, I guess?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about,
like, you already know a lot of it, which is awesome. So that like totally helps you. And like, I mean, I do know quite a bit about web development, but it's like it's my own way of understanding it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, it's kind of good in your case because yours is like learning developer.
right.
And
Yeah.
but it kind of depends. It kind of depends, because even though I know quite a bit, I'm still going to want to do research like beforehand. And so I'm like, okay, well, I still need to do this and this and this. So it's still quite a bit of time that you need to put into it. But I think, it does help to be like, okay, I'm just going to talk freely. I'm just going to talk freely today.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be able to do that. Well, and I can even do that with my tidbit. Like, I thank you for that. That's great. Like, I'm definitely going to do that. Like, just small tidbits. And that could just be something I record on the fly, just kind of talk about something that I want to, or just introduce something, or like you said, do a GitHub gist, or just anything like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, that's a great idea. That's awesome.
So that's what I'm going to do when I want to structured podcasts. And then, yeah, like I say, when I want to talk more freely, then, I can just, that'll be like 10, 15 minutes. So
yeah,
it's a balance. It's a balance. Some people don't want to listen for that long anyways, like.
Yeah. Like, I listened to Developer T for a while, and I kind of stopped listening to it because, and I like his stuff. I think it's great, and I think there's people that just absolutely enjoy his content, but I want my content to be a little different. I don't want it to be as structured, but I don't want it to be not structured at all. So I do have little notes here and there, because I want to. I don't know if you've ever listened. Have you ever listened to Developer T?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so he's not a very funny guy. He's not a very.
But Travis interviewed him, so that's where I saw him. Yeah,
he's totally different in his interview. Totally different. Swear. Like in his interview, he's actually kind of funny, and he kind of jokes around a little bit, but he's extremely serious in his podcast, which is cool. But yeah, like I really love Trav and Lois's podcast, because they just kind of. They have the knowledge, and they just kind of talk about what they know. And that's kind of what I want. I just have so many different ideas for learning.
Yeah, that's what yours is. You're talking about what you know. So talk about it. That's it. If you're like, oh, I can talk about this, and it's only 1 minute, then you can just reframe it and say, oh, this is a tidbit. This is not a full podcast. I'm just giving you, a little take.
Man, what? Look at you. Freaking, like, just like a puddle of ideas, or an ocean of ideas. I said puddle. That's
I think ideas are what I'm best at, but I try to use that as much as I use that with everything I really do. But I wonder if there's like a position out there. I guess that's what Steve Jobs did, huh? He just did
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, he was innovative. That's all he
Yeah,
was. You're innovative. You could be the
yeah.
next Steve Jobs.
The next Steve Jobs. Oh, that'll be the day.
How do you say your last name in Cherokee, right?
Creek.
Creek, sorry, Creek.
Yeah. Lee Jalahi. Lee Jalahi.
Shli, okay, Shli.
Yeah. THL. Lee Jalahi.
Shli Kalahi. So now people are gonna be like, when you die, and whenever you die, they're gonna have a tough time saying your last name.
Yeah.
You just change your name to Steve Jobs. Just kidding.
What I've kind of heard, saw a couple movies about him, and the one question that comes up a lot is because they said he was an asshole,
Yeah.
and I asked myself, is that justified? Because I'm thinking, okay, people made a lot of stuff, and he said no. He said no, 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 50 million times until he's okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use. Now, he may have done other things that piss people off too, but I just think, what if he wasn't that way?
Mm-hmm.
What would we have? What would we have?
Oh man,
We
I
would
know.
have just regular phones. We wouldn't
We'd-
have touch screen.
We'd still be with those freaking computers that are like just with this weird nasty tan color. Like every electronic is nasty tan color. Like, man, yeah.
So if he was okay, yeah, that's good, and that'll work. Then he wouldn't have really pushed anyone to be innovative and in that movie they have that Steve Jobs movie coming out, and the guy's like, I'm the one that builds the computers. I'm the one that puts them together. I'm the one that builds the code for it. What do you do? He's like, some people play instrument. I play the orchestra.
Yeah.
He's the composer.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of like for all the things that he made, it's like, yeah, he probably was an asshole, but I guess he had to be in a way to pull things out of people to say, do better. No, I want something more innovative.
Yeah, I don't want good. I want best. I want the best. Yeah, and he was. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was really an innovator, really great user experience and user interface person. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there were people before him that did that with like actual physical products, as far as like tools and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like, as far as the computer world goes, like I think he really was the pioneer for that.
Yep, he was. He definitely was. Because I mean, he's he's like, the computer is like a face. It's inviting. It's this and it's that, and it's kind of funny. I thought that when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I'm like, okay, like this is the face, and this is kind of like a mouth. Like I put this, floppy disk, and it eats it, and then okay, and that was like way back in the day. But it's kind of like it's he was the innovator for user experience, and that was at the forefront, not the background. And what's funny is how there's like Travis, he put out that newsletter saying, oh, we have all these automation tools, and we have Squarespace, and we have WordPress, and it does it for us, and that's kind of like the opposite of what Steve Jobs did. He said, no, we need to recreate the user experience. We need to recreate user design and then build from that, not give them the material and then say, okay, let's do a few things here and there, and then that'll be the user experience. So it's backwards, and in a way it makes sense because programmers are not necessarily good designers.
Right.
So that's why we have Bootstrap. That's why we have all these, CSS libraries. Because, well, as far as like Bootstrap and like pure CSS or Foundation, so that they can pull from that to create something nice. But if they had a designer come in and say, okay, no, experience is first, design is first,
Mm-hmm.
everything else builds off of that, then we would have, totally different products
Well,
still,
and that makes you think as well with all these tools that are automated that consumers can just like make whatever they want to make. Like, is that really a good thing for the I'm just gonna say like the web development community? Like, there's gonna be a lot of bad content put out there.
Yeah.
Like, do we want that, or do we want something that's good? And
Well, I would say that it's okay because I think like Squarespace is a good kind of medium, kind of middle of the pack. Like, okay, I know a little bit about computers, but not enough to build my own website. I think where that becomes a problem is when those tools are more important than the
true, yeah.
designers and UX people coming in and saying, no, let's revolutionize the user experience.
Yeah,
Let's revolutionize the design.
let's revolutionize this.
And then the programmer says, oh, no, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. No, that can't be done. We can't do it. Because that's the eternal, struggle.
Yeah.
Front end and back end is, a back end developer would just say, oh, no, it's too much work. Can't do it. No, sorry. So it's kind of, I think, it's de-emphasizing. I think what it does is it de-emphasizes design. Because the problem is, even though someone that knows a little bit about computers, it can use Squarespace or WordPress, doesn't mean they know design.
Right.
So they create maybe a nice looking site. Maybe it's based off a template and they don't have to know design at all. But if they don't use a theme, then they're kind of like creating like this hodgepodge of something that's, crazy looking. So
Yeah. I don't know why this makes me think of like just computers on how they work and stuff. But like, I'm sitting here trying to revolutionize in my head. But I don't know. I'm thinking like, how computers run off of binary code and like zeros and ones and offs and on, blah blah blah, offs and ons, and like the processors and all that fun stuff. Like, what if there was a way to
yeah,
change all that? Like where it didn't have to worry about zeros and ones, where it could like even be faster and just actually use the English language or something like that. Yeah, yeah. That would be scary though, because that almost reminds like that makes me think of like a robot or something, like something that's living that could, I don't know.
yeah. I think that the zeros and ones, that's just math, and we're just manipulating numbers to do this and to do that. And that's what AI is at this point,
Mm-hmm.
zeros and ones, ons and offs. And I mean, the core is math. Math is what connects this all together. It's what allows us to communicate not just with each other and build things, but, even with, aliens and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
universal language. So, I think that it's just the medium that's used. But yeah, I think that as far as automation and all of that stuff, I think that designers, from my point of view, I feel like designers are de-emphasized
Yeah.
from what I see.
What? Say it again.
From what I see,
I
I
would
just
agree
see
with
them,
you. Yeah.
and
Because
especially with Bootstrap and all, every damn tutorial I watch has Bootstrap, and I hate it. So you kind of see there, right there in the beginning, and I don't like that, so I don't use Bootstrap. I'll do my own CSS or Sass. Um, so it's kind of like they just don't care.
yeah, that's like I was using Bourbon at one point in time, and I almost did a podcast on it, but I didn't want to because Bourbon it's okay, but it's just like Bootstrap. Like it's a framework that, and they're great tools. Like, you know, they get jobs done faster, but they really do take the thinking and the processing of what's going on out of it. And it's, you know, it's it's not like saying here's a handsaw and which is pure CSS, and here's a chainsaw that's Bootstrap or Bourbon. Like, no, it's not that. It's like saying this is a handsaw with so many teeth on it, like 16 teeth per inch, and this is a handsaw with 32 teeth per inch. That's all it is. It's not really like an innovative sort of thing. It's just something to get the job done faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really like changing from that to a chainsaw. Like,
It's not head and shoulders above what you can create yourself.
right, yeah. And so like I said, it's a great tool and everything, but I think it's a really lazy shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I would agree with you as far as the designer thing goes. I mean, like, man, designers, they get paid less than developers. Why? Because they like, just because they use what they know as far as like how they feel. Because I mean, I feel like designers and developers are two different kinds of people. But like designers, they put themselves, they have a lot to do with experience and interface. They put themselves in the user's shoes. And that's a hard thing to do. Developers usually can't do that, you know, if they're like a hardcore developer. And so like the only reason developers get paid a lot is because they know all these different languages and they can use them to their ability, and like it's actually hard written code that you can see. But like with the designer, you don't get to see the work they do, all the scraps and all the things that they throw away and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you don't see that stuff. You just see the finished product. Say, oh, I could have come up with that. Well, of course, if you see it and you look at it, you could come up with that again. But God, yeah, I definitely agree with you on the designer part.
That should be your next podcast.
Yes.
Designer, developer. Who are they and why?
Yeah. Right here, Evernote. I use Evernote all the time now.
Yeah, they fixed up their UI.
I really like it now. I think I told you this before. I've used it before and I hated it, but now I like it.
A lot nicer. They did a good job on that. They probably hired a designer. I mean, because honestly, it's like there's things like Twitter, like, okay, yeah, you're just tweeting, you know, but when you work with like different products, like real things that you work on every day, like for example, OneNote or something, you know, you want it to look nice as well as be functional.
Just typing in everything. Have you what am I trying to say? Have you used the beta yet for El Capitan?
Oh no, I haven't.
It's awesome.
Okay, show me. Yeah, show me.
Yeah, man, I love
I
it.
think I saw it. I was like, okay, I've never seen that picture on a Mac before. Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah,
Capitan.
El Capitan. So like one of the coolest things, and I thought it was gonna be so stupid, but I actually really love it, is when you shake the mouse, it gets bigger. See how it gets bigger? Or can you see that?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Oh,
yeah, I can't see that. I can't see that.
You can't. That's so weird. That must just be.
Is it like really big on your screen?
Yeah, man. I mean, not huge, but it's like probably 10 to 15 times bigger than the normal mouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see that.
So that's pretty cool. Like you just shake it and it shows you where it's at. So I thought that was gonna be really stupid, but it's not. I really like it.
It makes sense because I lose my cursor sometimes. I'm like, where the hell is it?
Yeah, so you just shake it and you're like, oh, there it is. Let's see. I don't. What else is there? I mean, like, I've been using it so much I can't remember what the differences are. The split screen.
Totally acculturated to Capitan.
I'm sorry?
I said you're totally acculturated to Capitan.
I know, I am. I
You know
am.
nothing about your old Yosemite Mavericks anymore.
It's sad because when I got this MacBook, it's an older one. It's like from 2012, and it still had Lion on it, and I was like, "Holy cow! How are they using this thing?" But okay, so the cool thing, you can do split screen. So you just take your window and you move it up, and see, I've got the
Oh,
yeah. So you pull this up here, and you can take the other one and say, "Oh, I want a split screen," which is not going to do that because it's settings. Um, let me
but it'll do it for something else.
Yeah,
I
so
like how you just have to go to the top. You don't have to do the four-finger flip.
yeah, and you like on my keyboard it's F4, I guess, or F3, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, and
that's
I can just do that. But
okay.
so I could just take Adam and I can move it up to the top, put in a new desktop, so like you're in a new screen, you can flip over to them and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you go back up here and you say, okay, I want Adam and Terminal together. Bam. There they are, split screen perfectly in a full screen. So
Oh,
like it's super like focused. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to worry about like all the apps and everything being on the bottom. So, I
cool.
can just do this here. Which I wonder if
Yeah, that's a thing that you can do in Windows, but you can't
right. And
weren't
what
able
you
to do
do
in
is
Mac.
you
Yeah.
put them to the side like this, and it just does it. And I actually used to have a tool that did that before this, and on Yosemite, and it was called Moom. And you just move it to the side, and it goes ahead and resizes it and everything.
Oh, okay, okay,
And it was
okay.
pretty cool. I'm trying to think. Like, there's a way that you can actually make it to where things are smaller. Like, it doesn't have to be half and half. Yeah. So whatever the width is of this thing, like I can make the terminal pretty small and like
Uh-huh.
put it on the side, so it's like 3/4 and then 1/4. Yeah, that makes a difference.
Nice.
So yeah, and I'm still getting used to Atom. I don't really. How did you get those cool icons over here? Is that like a plugin?
Yeah, it's you go to Atom Preferences,
Okay. I don't remember how to do that.
go
Is
to
there?
Atom at the top, go to Atom at the top,
Okay.
where it says Atom, yeah, Preferences, yeah.
Okay.
And then go to in packages. No, install. And then color icons. I think that's what they're called.
Oop. Set up. Okay. There we go.
File icons. Yep, file icons. Or yeah, SETI I think is for that might be the one. But this one has more downloads. The file icons. Whatever you like. Whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Cool. Okay.
I think SETI is a and then you push install. You want to
Oh
install it.
yeah.
SETI is you see that color, those colors there? I think that's the SETI theme.
Yeah. Right over here.
I think those
And then
icons made for that theme. I don't know. That's maybe why it's called that. I don't know.
oh, there it goes. Gulp. Look, it's a little gulps. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
It's just little things that.
This interface is so much cooler. Plus, it's free, and it seems like it's better than Sublime. Sublime was $30, and I bought it a while back.
Yeah, it's the nice thing about Atom is how everyone, like, for example, those file icons, people can just make it and share it with you.
Yeah.
Have to buy it or there's more like plugins.
Right. Yeah, and like also another thing, like just doing that, the Atom preferences, like that's so much easier, and you can just browse through everything if you really want to. But like
Mhm.
with Sublime, you actually have to like be on like Safari or something like that, Google what you want, and then go through and go to your. You have to hit like Command Shift P and then find the package installer and then find whatever package you wanted to install. So it's like a huge thing that you just it's annoying.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If you go to themes,
Hmm.
I just use the basic one dark, and then my
Yeah.
syntax theme, one dark. So that's what I have.
Ah, sweet.
And I kind of like that like bluish color, whatever.
The scroll thing down here. Oh, release notes.
Yeah, and also tell you when you have updates, you'll see it says
Oh,
+1, +2, +3 updates or something.
I see that. Yeah, I like literally just started using that like the day that they were using it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna switch to that. So really, all I've been doing is doing packages. Mine has a weird line in it. I don't know why.
I think that's for the because now all Atom comes with the mini map on the side.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
Yeah.
don't
So mine
really
had
need
that.
it. Yeah, you don't really need it because obviously it's not long enough to have a
Right.
map. If you did, then you would have the mini map on the right.
Right. Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm so accustomed to El Capitan already that I can't remember everything about it. I guess another cool thing, like the spotlight search, it's not stuck right here. I mean, you can move it wherever you want to.
Oh, okay.
That's new. It's not really. It's kind of a user interface thing. So like, if you're in something, it actually will pull up somewhere else, instead of right here in the middle of whatever you need. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
I mean, and mine's pretty slow too because it's still beta. But
Okay.
Safari's cool. I switched. I used to use Google Chrome all the time, but I just switched back to Safari because it's pretty sweet. And like, so let's say I go to Twitter.com.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any setup on this one, but man, it's being really slow for some reason. But you can just take this tab and move it all the way over, and so now it's like stuck there. So it's like always cached. So I would put Twitter there, and there it is. So
It's a bookmark?
yeah, it's like a bookmark, but it's better. Like they're always stuck over here. So you can do tons of them. So like Facebook, Twitter, Stack Overflow, and it's just always there on the left-hand side.
That's better because it's an icon and like you don't have
Yeah,
to read it. Like, oh, what? Okay, what tab is that? Oh, what tab is that?
yeah,
Cool.
exactly. You just kind of go to it. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I use 1Password. I love it. You should definitely do that if you don't.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I have
I just
like
had to put my 2 cents in there. But yeah, I mean there's probably a ton of other stuff that I
cool. I'm
like, but I
excited.
don't even know.
I'm excited. Can't wait till I get to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's a public beta, so you can actually use it whenever you
Oh,
wanted to.
okay.
But
I'll wait till the stable version comes out.
yeah, my girlfriend just walked in.
Oh, okay.
Katie, this is Adam. Adam, this is Katie. Oh, she just fell down.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
hilarious.
Yeah, I just tripped.
Me and Matt, we take
hold
long
on,
walks on the beach. Uh, when you're not around, we take long walks on the beach together. Me and Matt.
Yeah.
We have long conversations. I'll say that.
Yeah, we really do. Like we were in the meeting at like what you were in at 6 o'clock, and I didn't get on until like 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
AM, yes. No.
I was gonna say, it's so early.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So we've been talking for 4 hours. I mean, not just us. Like we were in the Hangouts that we have.
Yeah.
So
Since 7:30. Since 7:30, we've probably been talking.
yeah.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Long time.
You got a good guy. Pat
Aw, thank
yourself on
you.
the back.
Pretty great.
Yeah, this
So
is
you
talk to you all the time on like Google Hangouts, and we kind of code together whenever we get the chance to. Now we'll definitely be able to.
yeah, for sure. And this is all live, so you'll see yourself on YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna post it on YouTube. Like it's however long we've had this going.
So I'm gonna be on YouTube?
Yeah.
We're gonna tag you. We're gonna make you the main storyline.
Yes.
We're gonna say in the description, Matt's girlfriend is here. You get to meet her.
That. I've never been on YouTube before.
Well, you're gonna be a star now. You're gonna be a
Yes.
star.
Gonna be famous.
Hope you're ready. Hope you're ready.
World, I hope you know that Katie Landis is going to be famous now.
Now they're gonna be.
You can tweet at E Online because you'll probably be on E tomorrow.
Now we're gonna have a lot of haters.
You'll be right after they talk about the Kardashians.
Oh yeah. Oh,
New
yeah.
YouTube star in the making.
Oh, the Kardashians. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
Nice meeting you.
yeah, you too. Don't steal him for too long walking on the beach.
Yeah, it's just once every 2 weeks, so I hope that's okay.
Hey,
I think I could probably do that.
I thought we were gonna start doing it every week.
We could. So once a week, he's gone and can't hand him over.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to talking.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Bye.
See ya. As men, and I don't know why my friends, I don't know why they don't want to hang out more, but as men, we have to be around men.
Yeah, that's the
Talk
truth.
about men's stuff and because you already know, okay?
Yeah.
The talking, the she did this, she did that. Oh, she better not do that, or I'll do something in my mind that I want to do in real life. It's like you can't relate to that usually most of the time.
No.
So you gotta be around testosterone, because estrogen is strong, it's like
Very. Apparently with Jennings or whatever her name is.
Who?
Caitlyn Jenner or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Or whatever his name is. I don't know.
He thinks he's a lady, but once that estrogen starts kicking in and the medication starts kicking in, then he'll know.
Oh, there was a woman that actually totally beat him down. Not beat him down, but bashed him on he said he could relate with a woman. And she was like, whenever you start having periods, whenever you start having these emotional stuff, whenever you start, then you can relate to a woman, but you're not, you can't, you never will, you're not relating to a woman.
See, that's what I think too. I'm like, okay, you say you're a woman, then okay, you don't have this, you don't have to go through that, don't have to go through mood swings, don't have to go through post-menopause or menopause. You don't have to go through maybe most of the things. You just got your pee knocked off and
put some makeup on.
Put some makeup on, and now you think, oh, okay, now I relate to who I really am. Now I'm not saying that she doesn't identify with that, but
right.
You are who you are, and what you're not is a woman.
Yeah.
You are transgender. You are however you want to be labeled. Like your name is Kate, but you don't have a vagina, and you don't get what comes with it.
Yeah.
Good
exactly. So yeah, you don't relate with it, but you can definitely identify, all the things that are about it.
You can identify with maybe personality and preference.
Yeah.
Of a woman, but not like the nature of a woman. So yeah, how'd we get on that track?
I have no idea.
But all we can say to that is, at least if you talk to Kate, you probably, he knows how to switch into dude mode. Okay.
Yeah.
Push came to shove, dude mode will come out, and what was his name before?
I don't even know. I have no idea.
Bruce will come back
Yeah.
and resurface. He will come back and resurface. But yeah, I was just saying, yeah, man time. You gotta have man time. Gotta have brotherhood.
You do. Yeah. It's
Gotta
good
have
stuff.
And I wish I had that with my friends here, but it's like, I don't know. Some people are cool with it. Some people, I guess consciously you have to be to want it, I guess. But to me, I just think it's natural.
Yeah. It's just, you got to find people that are, I guess, like-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people get into it, relationship, and they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a man first, so to reinforce your manhood, you got to be around other men.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just and then that's better for the relationship because the estrogen is like not on you, so like free. Testosterone is like exuding, so you're like free, and then you come back into the relationship, and then you can like handle that again,
I have a feeling that could be like a great music video.
Estrogen.
Free.
I'm free now. E for testosterone. Yeah, it's.
I don't think I'll ever make it, but somebody will.
Somebody will eventually. It's yeah. I haven't been in a relationship for a while, but in the time that I've been out of one, my mind has kind of shifted. My thinking has shifted as far as what my role is, how I want to be, how to keep it balanced, how to maintain, how to keep it sustainable.
Right.
And you need other people to reinforce you. You need reinforcement. You need that strength. You need things to not only reinforce you, but you need your family to reinforce a relationship, her family, grandparents, cousins, you need them to support you, to help you along as well. So it's not just, two peas in a pod, it's
Mm-mm.
two peas
I agree,
in a pod on a branch full of other pods. That's what it is.
Yes.
And that's connected to the earth, so you get nourished, you're getting everything you need. Better than two peas in a pod, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not laying on the ground dying.
Exactly.
So we start out with a pea in a pod.
Yeah.
No, we start out with seed, grows to the ground. Then two peas in a pod are grown. Estrogen and testosterone are poured all over it. Okay, I don't know. I'm just thinking about the music.
I think peas in a pod, I think, goes back to the talking about.
Katie's behind me, like, what the heck are they talking about?
So yeah, the seed goes into the ground, the plant grows. Okay, pods. It gets fertilized. Because it creates flowers.
Right.
So then the bees and the come in and give it pollen. So then it blooms, and then that creates all these different pods from the plant. And so, yeah, there's all the pods together as one. So, yeah, that's better than just two peas on a pod lying on the ground, waiting to be eaten by insects or animals. Maybe just the earth will take it back in.
Yeah. Look at that. We just connected. That's a connecting moment.
Mm-hmm. I felt it.
That was like earlier whenever I was introducing myself. And I was like, yeah, Travis, you're the best one out there. He was like, yes, peace. Yeah. He was like, we're connecting right now.
Oh man. All right, it's 10:42,
Yeah.
close to my bedtime, but I'm glad we got to talk.
Yeah, man.
We could, if we split it up every week, we probably won't talk so much. So that might be a good thing. I can
True.
only imagine if we didn't talk for like a month. Um, so that's like,
It would be full of so much.
so we're talk for 4 hours when we don't talk for 2 weeks. So that's like 2 hours per week. Miss a month. That's 4 weeks. So it'd be like 8 hours.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I'd have to take off work. You'd
Yeah.
have to take off work.
That's a whole day, pretty much.
Yeah. Save everything for all your plans for night, because from 8 to 5 we'll be talking.
It'd be like a dinner date.
Hour for lunch, or dinner as well.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's great talking to you, and I'm excited for next week for that. I guess what are we calling these?
I'm gonna call this next one how to create a build tool. More like how to create a site using build tools. So that'll be next week, and then we'll just go in and we'll just do it again. I mean, what we did last time, we'll just do it again, and it doesn't hurt to practice.
Yeah.
So
Are we gonna eat? And then I'll try to get with you early on so we can get this thing all situated and set up. So
yeah, I think I'm a community manager within Dev Tips, so that's why I'm able to create these.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So when the Dev Tips thing goes out, that's me creating that. So you need to create the Hangout for then
send you the link.
Yeah, send everyone the link.
Yeah.
So then when I get in, you have control of it, and then you can share, you can moderate the questions and things like that.
Sweet.
So I'll just either, you can tell Travis and say, hey, Adam had this idea. He wanted me to moderate. If it's okay, can I send out the Dev Tips patron hangout for next week? Because then we're going to broadcast it live, and then so that we can upload it onto YouTube as well.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll get a hold of him and
Okay.
ask him about that. I'll just send a reminder to myself. Because I'm very forgetful, and I have to protect myself from forgetting.
Yeah, I'm the same way, because there are times when there's like these menial tasks, and then there's like these really big tasks.
Yeah.
But then you kind of treat them the same way.
Yep.
Okay, I need to do this. Oh, I forgot. Well, now I had something. Then you just forget. So yeah, good thing you're writing it down.
Let's see. Travis. Hangouts. Invites.
Yeah, he'll make you a community manager, and that will kind of help with this process, because it kind of allows me to just do what I need to do.
Right.
And it allows you to also connect with our patrons.
That's cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I feel like contributing and everything, so that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I figured, I mean, you did. And actually, I mean, it doesn't have to be me teaching. You could teach if you want to teach, or someone else. Like if you want to talk about PHP or WordPress, or Haml, then we could,
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Cause definitely setting up a WordPress, like setting up a server, or and all the Apache, MySQL, and PHP and stuff like that. Like setting up that whole stack, it's tough if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And just you and I think we've got a pretty good handle on learning stuff. So I could figure out how to learn it, but Like for somebody that's like brand new, that's pretty tough. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that would be a good lesson. Like, okay, what is WordPress.org? How do
Mhm.
you get map server and connect it to, you know, the website and this and that? And yeah, I think that would actually be a really great
Yeah,
lesson.
and like the only reason you really need to even install those, I don't know why. I'm just like it. Is if you have your own server. So like if you have like your own server spun up on like AWS or like DigitalOcean or something like that, that's the reason you would need to know how to install that. But a lot of like hosting websites already have that stuff to where you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So I guess yeah, we could talk about all that stuff. That'd be a lot of fun.
yeah, man, for sure.
Cool.
You look excited. You look excited.
Oh yeah, I'm
Cool.
excited for the podcast too. So
Yeah, tidbit. I'll be looking for a tidbit.
I'll be putting out tidbits, kibbles and bits.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you, and I guess we'll talk on Hangouts more, and see you next week as well.
Yeah, and I look forward to this on YouTube. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. I don't know how long it's gonna take. That I think it goes straight to YouTube, so I don't have to worry about uploading it. That'd be sweet. But yeah,
check it out and let me know how that goes.
sure will, man.
All right, man.
Good
Have a
night.
good night.
Peace.
See ya.